be for me, but field them to the right person. No.
The 3-year experience with Richmond have to be consecutive.
I don't think so.
Classes start in July. How often do the classes meet? Once a week, twice a week? I mean, online, once a month? How does that work?
Exactly? It'll be variable because it's dependent on the content. I can tell you that the way it's looks at this point is it's going to be pretty even in terms of how much time we're meeting face-to-face and how much time is online. We see it also being fairly organic in that we look for input from you two, as we did in the past when we're doing the modules about what's working, what's not, because we can make those changes. But what I can tell you is that we will have enough definitive information for you to make family plans or child care or longer range plans. So it won't be a determination week by week. You'll know in advance. You may not know necessarily if we're doing 3 modules in a semester, all the specifics for the final one, but it would be enough for you to make plans, if that helps.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
I have a question along that line. If we participate or support the summer school program during the month of July, should we anticipate maybe not submitting our names for summer school?
Absolutely. The selection for this will be done prior to summer school applications going out. So, and you will be in class, and it will be during the day in summer school, so you wouldn't be able to participate in summer school. I'm assuming classes will be done. It's a trade-off for the degree and that month.
And to just piggyback on that, the second summer, the month of July, you'll be doing your internship. So you wouldn't have time because you'll be, either in a school or at the central, doing something to fulfill your hours for your internship.
Going along with that, the same concept go through August as well? Or is it just July?
For which?
For those classes where we have to meet.
Oh, for this first year?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have, it will begin in July and go into August. And
so you're still in class in August?
Yes, yes.
We're going to try to do the bulk of that face-to-face time during the summer. So you'll have a little more flexibility during the school year with module simulations and after-school classes.
Those of us without our master's degree, you talk about the commitment to continue on with only like 12 credits or so. How exactly does that work? Does that you take those 12 credits through VCU, like you said, at your own cost, and then you still come out with a master's degree? You're just obtaining it obviously in a different way, but you finish up, I guess, in classroom, regular face-to-face classroom work and all for the last few credits of the degree.
Are you answering that?
Oh, whatever. You can go.
Most likely, your other credits will be in a more traditional format.
Do you know offhand what exactly those few classes are that you don't get through this program?
An example is you need to take a research class that won't be part of the project all.
Okay.
Karen, you probably know what the
I can't remember what the other ones are off the top of my head, and we can share that information. The other thing that it's important as you're worrying about, can I fit this in and have this happen? The woman with the blonde hair who was in the simulation video who was unable to come today, her name is Cheryl Shakeshaft. She is one of the principal investigators for this grant along with Dr. Dozier. And she's also the chairwoman of the Ed Leadership Department, so she will make sure that if you need a research class or you need, I'm trying to think what other class, I can't off the top of my head think of what they are. They're more of like foundational courses.
Yeah, leadership There are different kinds of leadership.
But she'll make sure that within that time, if you need these things, those classes will be offered, and you'll be able to work it within your schedule.
I have another question about the principal's exam. How is that handled during the program? Is there a specific amount of time you have between the completion of the program and when you sit for it?
Go ahead, Carrie.
The way that, one of the reasons that we try to get as much done in this upcoming summer is we'd like to have you have 11 of the modules finished. The 12th one is really kind of culminating as you're doing your internship, kind of bringing everything together and having that opportunity to touch base. But our goal is for you to really have your instructional core through those modules completed in time for SOL tests, to not wait, closing down school, all of that, and time for you to get prepared for the SLLA, the Principal's Licensure Test, which is usually like the first or second weekend of June. It's a Saturday. The other thing I will tell you about that, since you brought that up, is one of the other things that we do with the program is VCU has a long, like an all-day study session to prepare you for the SLLA. Students who are in the traditional masters or postmasters at VCU, they have to pay to do this. This is another perk of your joining Project All, is you get that taken care of, so you don't have to worry about paying for that unto yourself.
One thing that I didn't mention that I really want to say that is a requirement of Project All is if you are selected and you go through this process, I mean, unlike some of the other programs where a lot of times teachers will get a master's degree in supervision administration, never intending to be an administrator. They're just doing it for the salary bump. This program really is designed to prepare middle and high school principals. So you would be expected to apply for the positions. Now, at the last meeting, somebody asked, well, what if I get in the middle of this, especially this teacher who was saying, I love teaching and I don't want to leave, and certainly that could happen. And that's part of why, you would go through a program like this, because you're really going to see what it's like to be a principal. But you would be asked to apply for the position. So I just want to make that clear as well. Again, because my role in this whole thing is recruitment and recruiting teacher leaders, but this is an opportunity for somebody who maybe hadn't thought about the impact you can have. And I'll use myself as an example. When I was kind of a teacher and going up through the ranks, I mean, I never had anybody show me a vision of what it could look like to be an administrator and be an instructional leader in a school and work with teachers and help teachers improve their instruction. Because my image of the administrator was always, management and dealing with discipline and all of that stuff. And so had somebody shown me a different vision, I may have taken a different track in my life. I don't know. But I did want to just make that point as well.
Any other questions?
Well, I do. SLLA, the test for administrators. You said that VCU has a study program. Can you talk a little bit more about that? I mean, after we go to this program for one day, then we'll be prepared to take this test, or how
Well,
does
what
that?
happens is you, within the course modules, you're getting, all of your content in the different areas through, the module coursework, through your use of the simulation. And one of the things that we try to do as we're in particular modules, we might have examples of, well, this might be a question that they would ask, on the SLLA, or, this might be something to think about. the purpose of that study session is really kind of the way you would go to like an SAT prep kind of thing, you know, where they're really just kind of focusing you on, you know, test taking strategies specific to that particular test. And that is offered by two of our two VCU professors. They've done it for quite a number of years now, and have really kind of boiled down the essence of here are some things that you really need to, you know, concentrate on. So you're getting, you know, your background throughout, you know, your coursework, but this is just kind of a way to kind of center in a little bit more on, you know, here are some specifics to kind of think about, you know, and in some ways kind of test taking skills as well.
Sure, thanks.
Any other questions? Anything else that anyone wants to add?
I think the only other thing, I'll let you close it, the only other thing that I'm glad everyone's here, you know, the 4th of January, because the one other piece of the application that you'll see when you download it is you need to get college transcripts, you know, as part of the application process, and sometimes those, you know, are not something that you can get the very next day, so I know they can take, you know, a bit of time. So if there's anything that, you know, you might want to get on sooner than later, it would be getting college transcripts.
The official. The official.
Yes, ma'am.
The official. And have it sent to you, just don't open it, so you can attach it to your application. Because when applications are due, what, February 15th? February 15th.
And the website address is on right here and on the back of your handout. That's where you go for all your information and application. We're planning to stay. If you have any questions that you have for any of us, we have refreshments. We've spared no expense. So please stay. Have some cookies and treats, and we're happy to answer any other questions you might have. And we thank you again for coming out this afternoon. Okay.
Thank you for those applications.
Oh yes, the sign-in sheet.
Did you get?
Does everybody know where this is?
Okay. Make sure that you signed in your contact information, please.
That might be something. Lisa just asked a great question. If you have friends or colleagues who, for some reason, were not able to attend this session, we do have extra handouts. You do not have to have attended one of these sessions in order to apply. So this was, and what we're going to do actually on the Project All website before the end of the week, we videotaped the first information session, so you could always tell people to go to that, you know, if they have questions, or they can contact, you know, us through the website if they have any additional questions.
I have a question following up on that. Do those friends and colleagues have to be a teacher of the year?
No, they do not have to be. As long as they meet the requirements of being in Richmond Public Schools 3 years or more, and not having a master's in administration and supervision.
He's saying people who write the letters of recommendation, right? Is that what you were saying?
Right. Well, I thought this was for teachers of the year only. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Which one? All right. So you thank you. Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I have one.
Turn this open. Thank you.